Day 13 at the U.S. Open is over. The women's final just ended. Kim Clijsters defeats Vera Zvonareva 6-2, 6-1 in a really, really sleepy match. I feel like I just woke up. Nothing like what we saw this afternoon between Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic. The women's match was actually originally recorded at 60 minutes, but the USTA just announced a few minutes ago they checked the umpire's card again, and it was actually a 59-minute match. Just for some perspective on that, the men's semifinal today between Federer and Djokovic, in the fifth set, they played for 68 minutes. In the fifth set alone, 68 minutes. This match was 59 minutes. You know, Kim Clijsters, congratulations to her, wins her second straight U.S. Open. You know, not quite the joyride story it was last year where she came out of nowhere, you know, got a wild card entry and won it. But nevertheless, it adds some stability to the women's game. And, you know, the women's game it's in a little bit of trouble. I mean, they might as well have just given Clijsters the crown yesterday after she beat Venus. That was a way more competitive match and actually a very exciting women's match. But tonight, nothing happened. Big match today, obviously, was Novak Djokovic beating Roger Federer, breaking all our hearts to a certain extent because we all wanted that Roger-Rafa final here in New York. And, you know, we feel like we caught lightning in a bottle this year for a moment. It looked like we finally got Rafa totally healthy and happy in New York. Roger, he always seems pretty automatic to pencil into the final. And then all of a sudden, there comes a really fresh Novak Djokovic, and he beat him. You know, Djokovic, this is a guy who we've been following closely for 4 years now. You know, we did a cover story on him in 2007 when no one knew who he was. And in that time, Roger Federer has kind of done the na-na-na-na-na routine on him. You can't beat me. But he did today, and it was riveting stuff. And for a second straight year, Federer falls in a fifth set at the U.S. Open, and it's disappointing to see. It really is. But we'll see what happens with Nadal and Djokovic. Djokovic obviously is going to be very, very exhausted. Rafa's fresh, but Novak's better on the hard courts. He's beaten him the last few times they faced each other on the hard courts. Novak's playing with a lot of momentum, and he's played in a bunch of tournaments before where he has beaten both Roger and Rafa. So he does come in with a certain advantage. Don't write him off yet. And Rafa obviously going for his first U.S. Open. That is expected to be played tomorrow, but guess what? In a tournament that has been dominated by far, not by the matches on the court, but by the elements. First it was the heat, then it was the wind. Well, tomorrow, showers in the forecast. You see Arthur Ashe behind me. Let me give you a little bit of a better view. There's no roof there. Even if we get a little bit of mist, that's good enough to cancel play. It's probably appropriate in a U.S. Open that has been dominated by the elements. You know, it's been unseasonably cold. I'm wearing a hoodie right now. Windy, the whole 9 yards. It started off 98 degrees. We may get another men's final on a Monday, which CBS, they're sticking a fork right in their eyes right now. There is nothing they want less, especially after what we saw tonight, a 59-minute match with two sort of unmarketable players. All of a sudden you get Novak and Rafa on a Monday. That is not going to be good for ratings. And, you know, as I wrote for the blog earlier this week, the men's final last year in the U.S. Open, which was played on a Monday between Juan Martín del Potro and Roger Federer, lowest ratings ever for a U.S. Open final. And then Wimbledon this year, both for the men's and women's side, lowest rated ever for NBC. So ratings are already struggling enough as it is. They need a 4:30 final, but only one more day. I'll give you one last video report, but otherwise check it all out on observer.com/US Open.